Hello readers, I'm Amy and today we are doing a favorites video, which includes this thing, which is my unicorn, blanket cape thing that's super fuzzy and also stops me from being able to see the camera, but I hope you like it. Also, it's too hot in here to be wearing this thing. But anyways, I had a really bad day and I was walking through Sam's Club. This was several months ago. And I saw this super fuzzy unicorn blanket cape thing and I'm like, buying that. And so I did. And it's cuddly and warm and I love it. So I just thought I would do a favorites video because, you know, life's been pretty rough and I just did a series of really tough videos to make. If you've been watching lately, you'll know that I did 3 videos on sexual assault book recommendations, and I'm like, I need to lighten things up a little bit, so I'm doing a favorites video. I asked for some suggestions on Twitter, I looked around my house to see what do I really enjoy these days. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get started with some activities that I've really been loving. So I have been doing a lot of puzzling lately. I just finally got to finish my 5,000 piece puzzle. I'll put a clip of it in here. I loved it. It was huge. It was in different sections. I like to organize my pieces by color, especially with a puzzle this big, by like color and texture, and then of course you have edge pieces and middle pieces. I just section things off to make it easier to do, and then I did a slightly smaller puzzle and I'm waiting on another puzzle in the mail. And something else to note, while doing puzzles, I like listening to audiobooks, and I actually had a friend recommend a podcast, and I do not listen to podcasts. So the fact that I am recommending this podcast tells you something. That is, I don't know her. You have Amanda Mead and Rita Vigil, who do the I Don't Know Her podcast. They are phenomenal, and they're funny, and they're relatable, and this podcast really pisses me off, because it's like, how do I not know this person? Because I Don't Know Her is having Amanda and Rita each research one woman, and then they come together on the podcast. They don't know who the other person's woman is for the day, and then they talk about their amazing women. And just, we have race car drivers and activists, and apparently a woman created Social Security, and no one knows her name, which is really frustrating. But also, I just love this podcast so much. Cannot recommend it enough. Please go follow them on social media. They're great. Also, they're over in Washington, and Amanda is actually from Montana. So hey, shout out to Montana, which never gets anything. So, something else that I like to do when listening to this podcast and listening to audiobooks. I just recently watched Call Me After Coffee and her video on book painting. Apparently she was inspired by Jessie the Reader. So I just took a couple of my books. I of course went for the most colorful ones on my shelves. And I'm going to link the video down below if you want to try this too, but I just painted the edges. So this one, the paint kind of cuts off because I was matching it to the back. This one I'm still not sure I did right, because you have the stripes on the side and then you have the stripes on the bottom, but the stripes are different on like this inner paper, but it looks cool, so I'm gonna go with that. No, my lines aren't completely straight, but it's hard to do straight lines when the paper is like all slightly different sizes and stuff. What else do I have? I've been doing a lot of gardening. Most of the plants that I bought for the backyard have died, so in honor of the plants that I am successful with, which is very few, I've killed bamboo, I've killed flowers, I've killed grass. Like, nothing survives me, except my cactuses. So we're gonna talk about the cacti that live in my kitchen, because they haven't died yet. They don't grow. Apparently they're not really supposed to grow, but hey, they're alive, and that's something. So here we have little old Spike Lee, and named him after the director person, of course. I think it's a director. I don't actually know. I'm not a huge film person, but anyways, point is, I have a cute little cactus named Spike Lee. And this is dripping dirt everywhere because I don't have a little plate for it. Here we have Adolf Prickler, who's got some very long spines that they're very proud of. And last but certainly not least, is Fluffy! Named not only because it looks fluffy, but also because what better name for a cactus than fluffy. Okay, next up, really quick, I'm going to talk about a favorite friend of mine. I have two, like, super best girlfriends. We talk about books all the time. We used to meet up for coffee until COVID, and then we just started meeting up through the computer a bunch and Snapchatting and things. And one of my best girlfriends has recently started a BookTube channel. That's Demi. You've seen her on this channel a couple of times. She now has her own channel, so please go follow her and support her. She is a joy. Her dog Zozo is clearly the star of the channel, but the pets are always the stars of the channel. And also, Demi decided to do me dirty and got on Twitter whenever I was asking about my favorites video, and she wants to know about my favorite lipstick. Lipstick singular. Why would you ask that question? That's a horrible question. You expect me to pick one lipstick? So I didn't pick one lipstick, of course. I chose several lipsticks. So first off, we have the Maybelline Superstay 24 color. It's not my favorite formula necessarily because my lips have to be completely dry and then I put on the color and then I put on the chapstick side after the color has dried. It's not my favorite way to do it, but I do love this color. I actually wore this color to my wedding. It's called Unlimited Raisin, and it's like this kind of purpley brown. In case you're wondering, I'm apparently an olive skin tone, which I did not know until recently. I have these two little Maybelline crayons. I also got like their, I don't remember what the name of this is, but I also got their new liquid lipsticks, and it's just so, like, such a tacky consistency. So I'm not super into the liquid lipsticks, but these crayons are pretty great. I really like this, like, dusty rose color. It's called Stay Exceptional. It's kind of my natural lip color, so if I'm looking especially pale that day and I don't want to do much makeup, then I put that on, and it puts some life in me. This one is Treat Yourself. This one I was not sure about buying because it is, like, super neon pink. But I have a hat that matches it, and I decided to be daring and fun, and I actually really love this color. Then we have my first liquid lipstick love, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipsticks. Focus! Camera, focus. Are you... Please focus? There we go. These I really like. You can put a little chapstick on before you put them on, and it stays really well throughout the day. So it is a drying formula, but my lips don't feel overly dry when I'm wearing it. You see it kind of matches that crayon color that we had going on. Ultimately, and I don't know the names of these. Oh, I guess the brown one is Ashton and the pink one is Dusty Rose. I really love a good brown lipstick. But my favorite lipstick color is actually like the really dark red vampy ones. I love those colors, but I have not found a formula that I like. So the Maybelline liquid lipsticks that I was talking about that are really, really tacky, don't like the formula, but I really like the vampy color. And then the other one that I have is also an Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick. But I'm thinking it's because of how much color they had to add to it to get the vampy color. This is a really nice consistency, but the vampy red of the Anastasia Beverly Hills is really, really thick and like cakey and gummy, and it flakes off really, really easily. So, I don't know. I am still on the search for the perfect vamp lipstick consistency. So hopefully someday I will find that. Then we had someone else, that was Hillary from Melted Books, of course, asking about my favorite snack. Usually, alright, I set my hand down on my leg and I have lipstick on my thighs now. She asked about my favorite snack, and usually that would be toast and tea, generally speaking, but that's kind of a boring answer. So actually, my coworker to work recently brought the Blue Diamond Almonds Smokehouse flavor. And I'm not really into almonds, mainly because I think they're really, really boring. But these smokehouse ones are delicious. I can't even tell you what they taste like. I almost want to say kind of a barbecue, but that doesn't sound right at all. But they're kind of salty and just completely delicious. So if you like almonds, maybe try those ones. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up with my favorite Readathon. So Nicole from A Beautiful Chaos of Books is the main host for the Mental Healthathon. She does this every May as of last year, which is when I just started BookTubes, so I got to participate in the very first Mental Healthathon, and I'm participating this month, which I haven't done a ton of reading for it, but I'll get to that in a minute. Mental Healthathon is celebrating books about mental health, particularly good books about mental health, because we all know there's some bad books about mental health out there. I have read 2 books for this so far. There is a bingo board with like reading goals to meet, and in the center of the board is self-care, and I've been focusing a lot on self-care this month. April was really rough, March was awful, and I've been determined to have a good May. So I haven't done nearly as much reading as I usually would. I haven't actually read that much for Mental Healthathon, but the free space that says self-care just reminded me to participate in more self-care. And so I've been doing the book painting, I've been doing the puzzling, I get out in the garden, I go for walks and play Pokemon Go. Like, I'm backing off of the books a little bit and just focusing on doing activities and getting outside. And I think that's really helped. I'm feeling better this month. So hopefully you will find some new things to try from this favorites video. This is not May or April favorites or anything. It's just a general favorites, some things I've been enjoying lately. Not usually the kind of content that I would do, but hey, like I said, I wanted to lighten it up. So please like, subscribe, be my friend on social media, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye, friends.